All right, brother, what do you got? Refresh me on who you are other than Washington State's finest and give me some.
Tacoma, Washington. So
Yes,
I'm a University of Washington student right now. Graduated high school with my associate's degree, so I'm like a sophomore at UW. Going to Marine Corps OCS this summer. We're going only for 6 weeks because I got to go twice. It's the Platoon Leaders Class program, and I'm hopping on the second. Go ahead.
So when are you going?
June 26th, little under 7 weeks.
And then you'll come back for your last year of college?
We'll go again for another year, and then I'll go again for summer of 22. And then I got about half a year left, and then I'll commission spring 23 somewhere.
Okay, so what's your 4 mile right now?
4 mile?
3 mile. You're running 3 mile in the Marine Corps,
3
right?
miles.
What's your 3 mile?
2040.
Okay. What'd you do in high school athletically?
I was a swimmer.
Okay, so that's why you sucked. So, okay, you want to try to be in the 18s, man.
Yeah.
The Marine Corps is really big on officers running in the 18s. They just are, man. Like they look at that physical fitness on some other like creature stuff. So just know that they're gonna be banging you on a 20-minute run. Okay, what else?
So I'm in the first rest week of the taper. I'm pretty sure you answered this question in the email. It was just a 3-5, 3-5, and then an 8, I believe. And
yeah. Just so take it easy, man. And you could do 2 weeks of this, but here's what I'm gonna tell you. When you're going out to the 26th of June, right?
Yes.
So back out a month, you like whatever gains you have out. It's 6-week program.
Yeah.
Okay. How many pull-ups can you do?
23.
Okay. So what I would tell you, like, you don't want to be grinding the 2 or 3 weeks before you go. So normally what we would do, like right now, you're on a rest week this week. Next week we would hit it hard. So like probably for 2 weeks, what's the most you've been running a week?
35 miles.
Okay, so we want to push that up to like 45 for a couple weeks. And then we'll drop it off the charts and go to 21.
But we got, from Marine Corps OCS, we have restriction of movement, ROM. So it's 2 weeks in Quantico Barracks before we start training.
Are you allowed to run or anything?
Nope. There's no, all you get to do is PT in your room and 3 meals a day.
Okay, so here's what I would tell you. So you got 2 weeks of that, back out another week and another week. So that's really it's still the same time frame. You're gonna hit 45 for 2 weeks, and then you'll have a normal week, and then you just start tapering right there. So that'll be like, because right now, let me look at the calendar.
It's the 18th today.
Okay, so it's the 18th. So you got, if you take the rest of this week, and here's what I'll tell you, don't run 8 miles on Saturday. Just take Saturday off, and then we're gonna run next week. Have you had any problem with your lower body at all?
I got rid of all those issues.
Okay, so we'll run next week, like plow out 45, and I don't care how you do it. It doesn't have to be a hard 45. Just get the mileage in, right? And normally what we'll do is make the 5 mile run 7s on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then make the 3 mile runs 4s or 5s to get that extra mileage out of it.
Roger.
Don't necessarily make Saturdays run a 20 miler, but I'm not opposed to it. What's the farthest you ran on Saturdays?
11.
Okay, so I'm not opposed to you putting a 15 in there. Okay, is 11 hard on you?
It's not hard at an easy pace, but it definitely, there's some fatigue after.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why we're gonna do 15 on Saturday. So not this Saturday, but next Saturday. What's that add up to be? Like if you do 5, 7, that's 14, and 15, that's 30, and a 15 miler, that's 44 miles. Right? And here's the other thing with that. You might not, let me do the math real quick. So if you do 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 15, that's 44 miles right there. Notice there's no hard runs in there, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
You're only gonna run once a day. We're just gonna put some more mileage in it. The other thing you can do is you can make those 5s 2 3s, right?
Mhm.
3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, because that's what you've been doing.
Yeah.
So you can do that too. You can do it a bunch of different ways. But the idea is to get you like 45 miles. You know, if you were going to Buds, I would try to get you to 55 miles. So we'd run those 5s in the morning, and then we'd run 3 in the evening for the extra 9 miles to get you to 53.
Yes, sir. So we'll stick with 45 for now. And the 15
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
Saturday.
We don't need to get you. You're just going to Platoon Leader Course, right? Like,
Yes, sir.
is there any chance that you cannot get selected?
Oh, no, I'm selected.
That's what I thought. So we just got to get through this course. Okay. How are you? I talked to you about land navigation.
Yeah, you did. You did talk about land navigation. So for the pool, all the Seattle candidates up here, we've been practicing land nav. Like we have for SULI, which is small unit leadership evaluation.
I know what SULI is.
We have a minute to basically, you get your grid coordinates, and then you have a minute to, you know, draw your line, shoot your azimuth, and then get your distance. And we've been quizzing each other on that.
Okay. All right. So let me tell you something. That sounds great, but that ain't gonna help you find fucking the point in the woods.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will be done with this land navigation course in the next probably 2 weeks. But if we're not done with it in 2 weeks, like if it's not up and you can sign up for it in 2 weeks, then you and I will jump on the phone and I will teach you how to land that.
Roger.
Because being able to plot the point is important, but being able to walk in a straight line has no bearing on you finding the point. Okay. Yeah. It sounds great, but it's not really land navigation. Mm-hmm. So there's some other things. Okay, how are you on understanding what your map looks like terrain and all that?
We got a big crash course a couple weeks ago from some of the lieutenants working at the office. So I understand to a certain degree, but definitely could use some more practice there.
Do you have do you have any orienteering courses? I know you have them because I did orienteering in Washington.
I'm sure there is.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to task you with. You need to find a map and some points by 2 weeks from now. I would say next week, but I'm going to try to grind out this masterclass because I think I got a different way to shoot it now. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to try to grind this masterclass out so that I could just put this up and you could just sign up for it and do it that way. Because that'll make my life a lot easier. Mm-hmm. But I need you to I want you to be able to go out and walk and feel what the terrain looks like, right? Off a map. Yeah. And Quantico is super easy to do land nav as, because there's a bunch of relief, there's water, there's all sorts of shit. Land nav at Quantico is easy. Roger. Unless it's in the dark, and then it's always hard.
Yeah. We only do day land nav at the first Platoon Leaders course, and then the next week we do night land nav for the next summer.
All right, but understand this, and then I talked to you about your shooting, right?
Yes.
Okay, how much shooting have you been doing?
It's pretty tough right now because ammo is a nightmare to get.
Okay, wait a minute. Have you seen my BB gun video?
Yes.
Do you have a BB gun?
Yes.
Okay, so then, dog, put an hour a day on the BB gun, bro.
Roger.
You think it's stupid, everybody thinks it's stupid. I grew up shooting on a BB gun. Okay. Roger. The M4 is a lot easier than the BB gun because it shoots lasers basically for 25 yards. All you got to do is keep the sight picture the same, squeeze the trigger, and it goes out natural. Okay.
No live ammo at OCS, only blanks. We don't get to real shooting until
there's no shooting?
No shooting.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Because the Marine Corps is made on shooting and physical PT and land nav.
You do all that at the basic school.
That's where everybody gets their heads chopped off and goes way down the list. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. What other questions you got from me?
So another question I got is at TBS, when you get your MOS, it's evaluated based off performance. Yep. And, you know, my top two will be ground intelligence and infantry. Ground intel is pretty selective. There's not many billets, but infantry is super open. Like almost anybody can get an infantry billet.
Wait a minute. Are you saying almost anybody can get one? Or are you saying there's a lot of them?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, but I don't think it's not. Is it anybody can get one?
I don't think anybody can get one, but.
Because I thought infantry was pretty selective. Am I wrong?
Recently, what I've been talking to some newly commissioned officers who just went through. They say at TBS there's quite a few spots open.
Okay, because I just had a young person graduate from TBS 3 weeks ago, and I didn't understand it was that easy. But if it's that easy, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The situation might change in a couple years, but
no, you're fine. We ain't at war right now, and everybody's on the
Yeah.
drawdown. So, is what it is. Okay.
So, going off that, so I believe I was looking at the requirements. So the rucks are 105 pounds for 10 miles, and I believe it's like 18-minute miles. So
For what?